Hello, hello, hello. I believe I have sound. This is fantastic news. So, hello and welcome along to today's quantum energy readings, clearings, and healings. And let me know in the chat if you can hear me okay. And for those of you that were along in the last live stream, which we did on Tuesday, just as we got about an hour and 10 minutes in, yes, you can hear me, fantastic. I can see a little green indicator like going up and down as well, which is fantastic. So yeah, we lost sounds towards the end. It was very mysterious. So immediately after I lost sound, I just literally just closed I use the YouTube web app. When I closed that and then opened up Zoom, which I use all the time for client sessions, and tested my sound, it was absolutely fine. So yeah, there we go. And I remember doing work for Randy at the time, and the sound cut out. I took a note of that. So yeah, that'll be very interesting to see what happens. So any updates to share with you? Well, I've spent most of today developing my intermediate training course. I have Higher Self Foundational, which is from mindfulness all the way through to quantum energy healing, clearing, protection, helping people do astral travel, meet each of your spirit guides, and speak light language and channel your spirit guides for the first time. So that course is currently running. And you saw a beautiful video from my coffee chat with Chloe, who's currently on the course just now. So we met yesterday and had a coffee chat to check in on her progress and answer questions, including why do some of my spirit guides look like or feel like characters from Star Wars? So we answered that question. You have to watch Chloe's video to see the answer. And also there's an online version. It's like a self-paced version of that same course. And I felt like as I was developing the class version, it was really interesting because I felt like you could benefit from a lot of the content, well, all the content, just doing it like online in chunks yourself. And I just support the person, including like a coffee chat during the course. And one of my members in our membership group just is almost completed it and gave a testimonial yesterday, and that was just so fabulous. So thank you, Anita. If you're watching this, she often watches the replays, and it just filled my heart with such joy. Between that and Chloe's chat yesterday, it was really, really excited. Oh, and Watch says, I'm interested in the self-run course. Does it have a time-sensitive aspect? Not really, no. I think it says something like, I said about 3 months, about 3 months to complete it. You probably do want some sort of time frame that works for you, but I do feel it's flexible, and there might be a pattern that that develops over time that people want a bit longer. But yeah, you just get to do the material in sequence and then feedback, and I get to see all your feedback as it comes in, which I love reading each morning. And what else has been going on? You've been booking me a lot, so thank you, everyone. It's like when I was looking back at when I first started like taking bookings, I've been doing the work for quite some time, and then started like taking bookings through my website, I think in 2020 and then to 2021. And it started off like, 1 or 2 a month, and then like 1 or 2 a week. And it was like that for several years. And now it's like 1 or 2 a day. So that's fantastic. More, I can do more. And yeah, I really love doing them and doing it at a sustainable pace and making sure that, I continue to be happy and healthy and have a great work-life balance. And this work, can be very energetically draining for people to do. So that's also what I've been teaching in my intermediate training course. The controversial aspect of the intermediate training course, or the most controversial part, is teaching people to, and bearing in mind, you have already done the foundational course, you're probably already some sort of a practitioner if you're doing the intermediate course. So in other words, you're doing sessions for other people, healings or readings or something energetically. And yeah, in the intermediate course, I'm also teaching how to do soul retrievals. So this is where the soul fragments, often due to trauma. So you might have inflicted trauma on someone in your past life, or many people, and it can cause a soul to lose trust with itself. And often a reaction is to fragment part of their soul. And that fragment can end up anywhere in space and time, including any level of hell, the infinite void, and anywhere in space and time, any planet, star in space, wherever it is. And so I've been teaching how to do that safely, the best practices. And then also like all the, it's fantastic work to be able to help people with. It is also quite risky work. And it took me several years to develop, a sustainable pace for me, and there's like a practitioner meditation. You can see on my website, I think it's the 5-day, everything's got a challenge, right? It's very human. There's a 5-day meditation where you can like do a clearing in the morning, and then like a scan after you've done a session with a client, and then a clearing at the end of the day. So practices like that, as an example, really help. Also going barefoot in the grass, or touching trees, or whatever it is you do to ground. These are all parts of these aspects that are really helpful. Okay, well, I've been talking for 7 minutes, and you guys are busy asking me for readings or clearings. My suggestion is today, I said at the top of the chat, you may or may not have read it, is that I'm happy to focus on clearing, but you guys can request anything. And I've already taken some notes. Let me just catch up with my notes. So I've got, and I'm just going to verify them as I go. So feel free to check with me if I've got them in the right or wrong order. So I have Gray, who is at the very start. May I have a clearing? So we'll do you first, and then Daniela. Hello, Daniela. Asking for clearing or healing or whatever needs done today. And Linda Service asking for healing from British Columbia. Hello. And then people saying, oh, healing please, from Heaney. Or Heen, I'm never sure how to pronounce your name, and I'm sorry if I'm butchering it. And also Jan X, that's Janis, hello. Josephine. And also what I might do is maybe do one or two, and then do like a random selection as well, so that everyone gets a choice. Maybe I get someone like Viviani to no pressure, Viviani, to give me a name when I ask for it at some point. Okay, and then we've got Liz. I think last time I managed to get through about 10 in an hour. Liz and Hypnisty. Hope you're doing well. Mary for reading. And then who else do we have? Bands. And Watch is also requested. And Watch is your birthday. Happy birthday. That's fantastic. Denise after Daniela. Yeah, I think I've got that right. Thank you, Vivian. And Guinevere is here. Yay, Guinevere is here. Fantastic. Oh, that's lovely. And hello, Mr. Floyd. I really enjoyed your last session. Thank you, Mr. Floyd. I look forward to, after I'm back from holiday, to going on your channel. It'll be super fun to chat with you. Okay, let's get started. Let's start it. So up first is Gray. Now, I have set up a safe space around myself. I've also set one up around the group, and I'm just going to take 3 deep breaths and just strengthen that protection around us. So if you'd like to join me, take a deep breath in through the nose. And breathe out what no longer serves your highest good, nice and loud. Breathe in through the nose, nice and deep. And breathe out any low vibration energy or emotion, nice and loud. And breathe in through the nose, nice and deep. And breathe out any fear, shame, stress, anxiety, or fear or pain at this time, nice and loud. And continue to breathe deeply and calmly. And through space and time, I create a golden bubble of protective light, and all those that choose to be in the live and in the replay at this time, setting the intention that only energies and entities with our permission, our highest good, love and compassion, can see us, access us, or exist within this space or within us, and that all other energies and entities must leave us immediately. I invite in my guides, my higher self, Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Source, and Gaia, for your guidance, clearing, healing, protection, self-love, and our intuition. And as I invite them forwards, I would also ask that the guides and the higher self and the human of the person that has requested a reading, clearing, or healing at this time, when I request them. Thank you. Fantastic. Okay, we shall get started with Gray, who has asked for, may I have a clearing, a healing for a stuck mind, and return to higher function, please, and a read on what's best next. And Gray says, hope you enjoy the Dragonhead article. I'm not sure what the article is, but yeah, please do share with me. That would be fantastic to see. Just asking Gray to step forwards. Your guides. Your light body, your higher self, Gray, is showing me around the outside of you is this, just like if I was to draw an outline of your human form, just slightly larger than this, there's an orange, it's like a glow, like a line that runs all the way around. And at first it appears like protection. I'm just asking your guide to come forward and explain what this is. Your guide's saying it's something that they've helped put in place for you when you've been asking for help. It's like a temporary protection for you, and it's holding. I see it holding inside of you, like this energy that is. It's somewhere between, like, stuck and unstuck. It's like this kind of almost like a stasis. I'm asking your guide what's best to do with this. Oh, okay. So your guides put this in place because they also did it to protect themselves from you. And typically I see that happening when there's something attached to you or to the client. Because your guide also isn't stepping forwards, like they're just, I can like almost see them, but they're talking with me. It's almost like a talking head, but I can't really see any detail to them. And they're behind. Yeah, they're saying they're behind a protective layer. So you've done a great thing. You've asked for a clearing, and that's sometimes all it takes is to just ask for help. Ask your guides for help. ask an angel like Archangel Michael for help. Like these things are super powerful. And currently I can't see through the protection. I'm asking your guide, what's the best thing to do? And your guide's saying if I can cut through the protection to see what's attached to you and needs removed, and that as long as I put you in a containment field. Okay, so I'm going to put, first of all, bring down a column of golden light just above Gray's head. And I'm setting the intention to create a golden bubble of protective light around Gray. And that only energies and entities with our permission, our highest good, love and compassion, can pass through this bubble. And then I'm reaching in, calling forward my light sword and just gently cutting down. It almost feels a bit like a cake. It's very soft. Just cutting through the protection that your guides have put around you, taking it out. Archangel Michael, please return to source or never return here again. And there is this entity, and it's like, it's in, I see it like, as you're like saying, like stuck, like it's stuck in your brain. That's where its body is centered. But the reason your guides are scared of it is because it has this, these like tentacles that are like flailing around, like it's trying to get to me, and it's trying to get you to your guides. I'm just scanning down just to see, like, is this like deeply connected with your brain? Is it safe to just slide this protective bubble away, including the entity from you? Or does it need cut? Okay, it does need cut. Okay. So just 1 second. You can never be too careful. Okay, and just reaching in. Okay, and then shifting this. Now that I've cut it away, just shifting this golden bubble away from Gray. Archangel Michael, please return to source, or never return here again. Thank you. Okay, and checking in. And just sending in healing energy, the highest dimension of source throughout your body. It's been through a rough ride, clearing, healing, and energizing every dimension, every chakra, every aspect of you, and then deep into the ground. Continuing to shake off any of the energy that doesn't serve your highest good, deep into Mother Earth to be transmuted. Okay, good. I'm just asking your guide. Your guide's like, thank you. Okay. And you also asked what's next. Healing. Yeah, definitely healing's going to be really helpful after that. And by that, I mean taking good care of yourself, drinking plenty of water, napping whenever you need to. So please do so. And I've been too busy removing entities. I haven't checked in on the chat, but let me know how that went, Gray. And I'm just going to leave, just because your guides were very protective of you. I'm just going to leave in place a temporary bubble around you, a protection, and that this will just be there for as long as you wish it to be. Set the intention for this golden bubble that exists here, setting the intention that only energies and entities with great permission, highest good, love and compassion can see them, access them, or exist within this space or within them. And that this protective bubble can only be removed by Gray, and they can remove it at any time. Good. And just stepping back. Okay, thank you. We shall crack on. Thank you, Gray. Let me know how that goes. And yeah, please do plenty of rest, drink plenty of water, ground, do the things you love to do. That's also very helpful. And yeah, if you have a noisy mind, you're asking about next steps. Something like you can try mindfulness meditations. Oh, you sent it an email about the dragon head. Thank you, Gray. I'll check that out. If I not got the email. In fact, maybe resend it because I'm not sure I got it. It might be in my spam somewhere. Okay. Next, we have Daniela. I hope you're doing well, Daniela. Just let me know in the chat if you're still here. And it was an honor to meet you, Daniela, to do a session for you. And you're here, fantastic. And you're saying, may you have a clearing or healing or whatever needs to be done today. Okay. So just asking Daniela and her guides to step forwards. So there's a lot of chat with your higher self and your guides. Your higher self is saying that you've been doing self-love practice, which is fantastic, and that there's this funny feeling you get when you're doing it, that it's very positive, and then it's also there's that part of you that's not used to it. It's it can be a fun practice to do as well. And so this is your higher self saying, yeah, it's good, like keep it going. It's okay when those feelings come up. Just allow them to be part of the practice. Perhaps laugh about placing your hand on your heart first thing in the morning, seeing yourself in the mirror and saying, I love you, Daniela. I was certainly doing that this morning while I was saying I love you, John. And is there anything else? Is there any clearing required at this time? Okay, yeah, just a quick scan through, and in particular around your heart. I'm just being drawn to just bringing down a column of golden light from the highest dimension of source and scanning down into your heart chakra. There's like two, I'm seeing, like, since I last saw your heart, there's like two layers, and there's like this separation between the two layers, like an inner circle of it's almost like your inner child heart, and or what was it, like a more blackened heart, and then on the outside, your big beautiful heart, and that integration is continuing, and it's going well. Just bringing awareness to the fact that there's still integration, and that's absolutely to be expected. It's definitely on track, and just bringing in some healing energy to help the unification process and integration. Maratinio moro tokomoro moa. Arajimi sinio moto. May all of fragments and all of the aspects of Daniela become one. Aramio Doromoto. Remember the whole of you, dear soul. Good. Yeah, I think that's more than enough for today. Thank you for asking, Daniela. I hope that helps you. Let me know in the chat. And yeah, it was such an honor to meet you and do that session for you. I'm just stepping back. It's really sweet. Your guides are waving goodbye. Thank you. Okay. Next up, we have Denise. And Denise McMullen says, blessings, everyone. Hello, Denise. Thank you, Daniela. Yeah, it was an honor. And Denise is here. Yes, you're here. May I please have a healing? Thank you. So just asking Denise, and a guide step forwards. Your higher self, Denise, was just like, poof, it just like appeared like really fast, like the Flash. There's been this attachment. The reason why your higher self was so fast, I'm going to be quite quick to get to it. I won't talk too much, but just to explain it in human terms, there's this attachment on your right side, just below your right rib. And your higher self, and your guides, you've been battling with this thing and have struggled to remove it. And it's like a leech that has it's about maybe about this big, and it's currently, like, its head is inside of you and the rest of its body is outside, and it's growing quite big. Okay, let me just check with your guide first, the best thing to do. They're saying remove it, remove it, remove it, remove it. Okay, I'll do that. Just bring it forward, my light sword, and just gently. Oh, I see why they're right. Okay, it's feeding on a chakra. It's like managed to burrow its way in, and it's connected into the solar plexus chakra. Okay, so I'm going to go in to the chakra first and remove its head from where it's attached. And it's really squirming, this one. Yeah, okay, it's like working really fast to try and drain you. Okay. Sword be with me as I remove this entity that does not serve Denise's highest good. Let's remove this from Denise. Archangel Michael, please return to source, or never return here again. Okay, thank you. And he was just giving me a message. Let me just scan down and make sure that that wound is closed on your solar plexus. Arai mio torumu to sinia chimeaka rana tahi miowa. Just bringing in soothing, clearing energy from source to help with your solar plexus chakra and that healing that you need at this time. And then out to your body, and I'm just scanning out as well, out through your body, out to your skin, the surface, around your bones, the rib cage, the large intestine, small intestine. Okay. Okay. Good. And set the intention for this to continue to heal. So the message, Denise, was that this entity, it's rare that I see them so fast, that this entity was really trying to drain you fast, and hence why there was urgency. So thank you for asking for help. It's an honor to help you at this time. Yeah, and your solar plexus will continue to grow back. It's almost like your solar plexus was about this size, and then it was, I'm just using kind of relative sizes. I guess actual size is about this, but it was okay with its size, but it was like slowly like being deflated, like energetically from within by this entity. And what your guides were saying was that if that continued, then it would compromise you, more of your health. So I'm glad that we're able to remove that this time. Okay. So we're on to Linda. Linda, let me know if you're in the chat, and Denise, I hope that helps you let me know. And there's so much chat with you guys. I can't quite keep up with all of it, but just reflecting some of your kind comments. There's dragon language says, is that, yeah, Carl says, I don't know there's one. Yeah, there's like a language for everything. And yeah, lots of people speak dragon-like languages, super fun. And I love singing with dragon-like language as well. That's a lot of fun as well. Oh, and Denise says in capitals, thank you, thank you, thank you. I've been extremely exhausted. Yeah, it would do that, right? So sorry that you've been feeling bad. Yeah, your solar plexus being drained is a horrible, horrible thing. A lot of us are experiencing challenges with our solar plexus, and it's all part of our ascension, like the ability to receive the abundance of the universe, abundance of love and money and wealth and, you know, family and a reality that you love, and, you know, food and everything that you want, that you need in your life. And I feel like it's more compromised out of all of our chakras at the moment, because it's one of the keys to our ascension is our ability to receive, and, you know, very divine feminine approach to success, receiving it, which is hard and often counter to our Western cultures. And so, yeah, excited to see if that helps you. Let me know how you get on, Denise. You can comment on a video or just message me through my website anytime. Okay, Linda Service. Let me see what you said. Linda. Good morning, John. Blessings. Could I please have a healing love from Bella Coola, British Columbia, Canada? Fabulous. From Turtle Island. Okay. So, Linda, just asking your higher self and your guides to come forwards. Very different to our last reading. You're coming through like slower and much calmer, and in fact swimming towards me. And how can we assist Linda at this time with a healing? Really interesting. There's water elemental aspects to your soul. They're not the only incarnations that you've had, Linda. And I see in there Atlantis and Lemuria. There are others too. And there's this thing that's going on where I wish I could just like draw my mind. So imagine what I see for you is that your human is like walking along like this, and then there's this like trail. Can I do this with my hands? So your human's walking along like this, and then there's like this trail behind you of the, how to describe it. It's like your light body is trailing behind you as you walk forwards through life, and this is like it's in part symbolic, but it's also what happens when your energy is, when you're walking and moving around. It feels a bit better when you sat still, but it depends if you fully like aligned again. So it's almost like you kind of concertina out when you're moving around or doing things in your daily life, and then it comes back together at different points. It does seem to come back together at night as well. And this is how to describe this. This is that your light body is ascending, and so your light body and your soul remember what it was like being these higher vibrational beings. And what is this? It's like like a merfolk, which is like a kind of humanoid, like a mermaid, but like more humanoids, in that you have legs, or you could like put them together and swim like a mermaid, but quite similar to your human form, but a different vibration, and it's been struggling. You've been struggling to integrate all these abilities together into one being. And your guide was suggesting that I weave light in and around, like, the outside of your light body and your human form, and then bring you together. And it's a temporary weave that I put together, and then this will allow you to continue to integrate all these aspects of you. So I'm bringing down a column of golden light from the highest dimension of source, and then weaving as I go around the head, your light body and your human form, down around the neck, through the hands, and then down. It's funny tracing it like this, and then all the way down to the feet. I'm getting a bit faster as I go. Okay, and then all the way up to the waist and the hips, back down to the other foot, and then all the way up, just under the armpits, and then down to the hand, and then all the way out, up to the neck, up to the top of the head. Okay, now I did notice there are some differences, in particular around the feet, between your light body and your human. So let me just see if I can bring in some more integration as well. Okay, here's some dragon light language, just in case someone's not expecting it. Good, and that's to help. Just checking through. Yep, that looks good. Okay. Okay, thank you. Yep, that's more than enough for now. Again, get plenty of rest, drink plenty of water. I hope that helps you, Linda, and thank you for requesting. Let me know in the chat how that felt. Okay. Next, Heaney, or Heem. Please let me know how I pronounce your name, because I'm not great at names. If you're not called John, it's pretty hard for me to pronounce. And even then, thank you. And you said, I am here healing of on earth as it is in heaven. Thank you. Either way, okay. Just asking your body, your higher self, and your guides, healing to come forwards. Your higher self is very, I mean, you said heaven. Your higher self is very angelic. Your higher self just said to me, and this blows my mind, is you said, oh, Linda says, thank you, John, my whole body and I do feel lighter. You are amazing. Oh, thank you, Linda, it's my honor. And that reminds me, if I haven't directed everyone already, donations are optional. It's up to you. There's a link at the top of the chat and in the description, or you can just do the super chat thing in YouTube. So sorry, yeah, your Heaney, your guide just said, sorry, your higher self said, what if I am my own spirit guide? And then I started to see that you have, how to describe it, an ascended master in your in your past lives. So you have been an ascended master. your higher self's really interested in what I'm doing. They're saying like, "What are you doing here, Jon? What's the work? What's your intention?" Okay. Your higher self is saying, so I'm asking, well, what about the integration? Like, how is there an intention here? Are there any challenges you're having with the integration of your higher self? There's this very, very high vibration, um, a very high vibration ascended master version of you trying to step in gradually. And the answer I got is it takes a very long time and may not happen entirely in this lifetime, and that's okay. And it's really fascinating. There's this, how to describe it? There's parts of your day-to-day life and your behaviors and your patterns that will be almost, they might feel a bit like bubbles of, maybe we can all relate to this, like bubbles of kind of ascended parts of you. Like you feel like in certain situations and certain behaviors, you feel very ascended. Certainly when I do my "Hi, it's Jon" videos in the morning, like that, I like, I'm not putting it on. Like I feel like that straight after meditation. I feel great. But sometimes if it's a stressful day for the rest of the day, it can feel quite jarring, because I go through from like, 0 stress to like, 10 or whatever. And so we're just asking to assist with a healing and an integration with these very high vibration aspects of you, because it takes a lot of toll on the human body to like leap from frequency to frequency, and indeed to hold a broad frequency range. So I'm just going to do a scan down with a column of golden light from the highest dimension of source down to Bhavini's head, and then just work through your body, scanning lightly to begin with. Wow, it's like I was actually touching you there. I could just feel it on my thumb. It's like this little sparkle. And I'm going to bring in some earth elemental light language from my guide Maya. Uniarmoto romoto sinimiama eyamatachi semono romoto. Grounding into the earth. Remembering you're a child of this earth now, a child of this planet. Ara ino. Remember, dear soul. You have had past lives here a long time ago, a long time ago. You remember Earth and remember the energy. And then I'm going to bring in some dragon light language to help with the integration of the chakras and a fuller and easier transition between the higher vibration aspects of you and the lower vibration aspects in and out throughout the day. And from the heart up to the crown chakra. And from the heart down to the root chakra. And deep into Mother Earth. Good. I hope that helps. Thank you for asking for the healing, Hini, and let me know in the chat how that feels. I'm just asking you to step back, and your guides, I'm stepping back also. Thank you. He says, sounds like my higher self. Perfect, Jon. That was directly from my spirit and daily world experience that you're saying? Yeah. Okay. I'm glad to be of service. So I was thinking, before we get onto Yancy, to squeeze in someone random. And Viviane, I've not got everyone in my list. Perhaps you could suggest someone and we'll insert a random person from the list. Let's grab a coffee. Thank you so much. And thank you to all those who have signed up for membership. Hello to Wendy. Thank you for joining. Your support is greatly appreciated. This is my full-time job. It's a lot of fun. It's the best fun I've had in my life. Gypsy JJ is next up. Thank you. And then it's on to Yancy. Excuse me. Let me just see. Gypsy JJ, hope you're doing well. It's an honor to help you this time. Just let me know what you're looking for. I'm just trying to catch up with the chat. There's a lot here. In random, I asked on Tuesday. Okay. Says Gypsy JJ. I'm not sure if you asked for a healing or a clearing, or if your request was just on Tuesday and it's not in this chat. Either way, if you could just let me know what you'd like before I start. I want to make sure. Oh, Merlin. Well, there we go. I know Merlin well. Yeah, let me know, Gypsy JJ. Yeah, thank you. A clearing and asking for returned energy. Okay. So just asking Gypsy JJ, step forwards in our guides. Okay. For you, Gypsy JJ, I see this ivy, and I'm hearing the word like poison ivy. So it is poisonous to you, and it's growing. It's connected into your left foot, and it's connected. Wow. So I know this from my my reflexology. Is I can see where which I first saw where it was connected into your foot, and it's connected into your solar plexus. And if this was a foot, so imagine this is your left foot, and this is the big toe, not this, so ignore that. This is the big toe, then basically you just draw a line down, and it's a little distance down, just almost above the ball or just at the bottom of the ball of the foot where the solar plexus is. That's where it's connected in. And from there, it's feeding directly. It's like draining the energy from your solar plexus. It's quite a horrible entity. And what's also interesting is this entity's growing, this like poison ivy is growing up from down in the earth. And it feels like it is connected to others. And your guide's saying that it's like the whole purpose, excuse me, like many negative entities, is to slow you down and pull you down, like keep you down to earth, keep you drained. I'm just feeling that in my heart. It's a horrible feeling. So this entity is connected to many others. Heaney, thank you so much for your kind donation. That's really kind. So I can't remove this this entity from others because I don't have their permission, but I can remove it from you, and I can protect you from it ever connecting to you again. So let's do that just now. And I'm just going to place a containment feel almost like a shield. Well, it is a shield between us, all of us, and this ivy that grows up through the ground. Okay, and what's left between you, Gypsy JJ, and this entity is just this connection into your solar plexus. Now I'm just going to start from your solar plexus and work my way down. And it's like the nerves that run from your solar plexus, which is, oh, you can't see it. You can't see it. It's just here, just below the rib cage. It's running up through your nerves, and it's like the nerves themselves are becoming like part of it. So they're almost like becoming part of this. They're becoming poisoned. And yeah, your guide's saying this would just spread. This would spread throughout you. Okay, good news, we caught it. So I'm not going to remove anything to do with your nerves. You need those. But what I will do is disconnect it from you at your foot, and then I'm going to drain out the poison that have been in and around your nerves. Just going down to your foot. Set the intention to remove this attachment to Gypsy JJ. I'm just cutting through it now. Wow. Archangel Michael, please assist me in pushing this through the other side of the shields and tell this being that it shall never return to Gypsy JJ. And of course, it can return to source at any time it chooses. Thank you. Thank you. And Archangel Michael saying, you have my word. Like this is not coming back. Okay. And then I'm just going to reach up through the bottom of your solar plexus, reflex, which is just on near the ball of your foot. I'm just going to drain out that negative energy now through any part of your body, including those veins, the nerves, arteries, anything that's had that negative energy, anything else in the solar plexus. Archangel Michael, please return to source and never return here again. And then just regrowing your own roots down into Mother Earth as deep as that feels right for you. Could be inches, miles, all the way down to the core of Mother Earth. You get to choose. And just checking on the solar plexus. Yeah, I'm just going to bring in some dragon-like language, yay, to just help expand out your solar plexus a bit more. Encouraging your solar plexus to grow to its natural size and shape. And some softer healing energy. The light, the light from you, Gypsy JJ, is like it's like. Ah! I think I have reverb on here. Ah! Is that working? There we go. Ah! It's much more fun. Yeah, that was really beautiful. I hope that helps you, Gypsy JJ. And yeah, don't be scared of grounding. You're walking barefoot in the grass, on stones, on the sidewalk, on the road, wherever you want. You are safe. The same goes for everyone. And if you make sure you drink plenty of water, get plenty of rest, and just asking Gypsy JJ and her guides to step back. Thank you. Yeah, Heaney had given a kind donation. Thank you so much. And said, perfect reading, John. Thank you for connecting to my higher frequencies I live with every day. Yes, your high frequencies. And they're just going to get higher as you're ready to receive them. That's fabulous. And some really kind words. Thank you, everyone. Hypnotist is saying, John, you're wonderful. Recharges my batteries. Oh, that's lovely. And There's a few other really just beautiful comments. Thank you for all your love and support. Okay, Yancy, are you on? Just let me know if Yan X, you're there, and I can do one for you. And then it's Josephine after that. I always do check out Josephine's channel. I watched one of your videos. Yeah, Yancy's here. And Yancy says, thank you again for the session. It was, Yancy, your session was incredible. It was epic. Yeah, just saying for Josephine, like, check out our channel, because I watched one of your videos, Josephine, where you were singing along. And it was just so cool. It's just like, I feel like, because I always love like creating music and create music for, like a theme tune for things, and the combination of your creativity is stunning. So please do check out Josephine's work. Anyway, back onto Yancy. And what did you ask for, Yancy? Let me check. So many requests and so many kind words and comments. Thank you, everyone. Yeah, I'm still scrolling up. Wow. May I have a clearing and oh, that's the wrong one, because Josephine's just below, quite similar. May I have a clearing and a healing? I feel off today. Okay, Yancy. So just asking your higher self to step forward and your guides. Yeah, and this is like a follow-up from your session, Yancy. Your body's definitely going through a lot of healing and integration. I feel, let me just ask your guide. Yeah, they're saying that your body's also going through like a healing response, which is where, how to describe it? It's like a kind of pseudo medical term for when like the different levels of response that your body can have to any kind of healing, and for you specifically, just a little bit beyond integration of a session is also your body like forcing you to slow down more. And I would describe it when I go through similar sessions, and sometimes I experience it myself after a client session, is that you experience this, how to describe it, kind of clear mind. You might not feel tired, but like mentally, but your body does, and your body feels kind of strange as a result. It's quite a big difference between the two that often we're not used to. I get it when I have reflexology, that someone gives me that, or when they do a session for me that's very powerful, and your session was definitely very powerful for you. And so I'm seeing like the outer energy for you is protected and looks good, and on the inside there's a lot of work going on. And let me just scan down through you. And there is like some self-doubt in there. Let me just see, is there any attachments in there? It's interesting. It's in the, there's a small attachment in your, whoa. I was about to say a small attachment in your throat chakra, and my voice is like starting to go. Isn't that funny? Everything for a reason. So let me take a look and just remove this for you. What's really interesting is that it's not talking. This entity is like, it feels like a voice in your head, but it's not strong enough yet. It's still quite small. It's not strong enough to talk or think on your behalf. But it's like, how to describe it? It's like annoying. It's weird. It's almost like you feel, something different, and that feels off for sure. So let me scan down into your throat chakra. Yeah, it's quite small. Just remove this. Archangel Michael, please return to source or never return here again. And he's saying, Archangel Michael saying, it's just a baby. It's just a baby one. Yeah, it was really small. It's not uncommon, like especially after a session where you're going through healing and there's a lot going on there, and you're, how to describe it in, I don't want to discuss the details of your session, Yanzi, publicly, but not without your permission. But the knowledge, like a lot of there's such a flood of wisdom that came through, and this self-doubt is like, oh, like what was all that again, and how true was that, and how true does it feel for you? And what I'd encourage you to do is watch the session again and take notes. And the notes are the things that you feel are relevant to you. And then by doing that, it gives you, like, it brings some of those things into your reality because you're writing it down. And you get to decide what feels true for you, like what's real for you, what's the things that stand out the most. Because I gave you my notes and I gave you the video, but you've heard all my opinions and my energy and my perspective, but your truth is helpful to focus on again. And that will help with the protection, especially around the throat chakra. And then now that that's cleared, and I'm just going to give you a bit more protection around your throat chakra, setting the intention on the energies and entities with Yancy's permission, highest good, love and compassion can see or acts or exists within her or within her throat chakra. It's good. Perfect. Okay, I hope that helps. Let me know. Yeah, please do keep in touch each day. Encourage everyone after you have a session with me to let me know how you're going each day. And it's an honor to assist you at this time. And just stepping back from Yancy. Thank you. Okay, Josephine, you're next. Let me know if you're in the chat. I think I've missed a few. Well, I've missed a lot in the chat. So Gypsy JJ says, I'm in tears. I had no idea the bottom of, I had no idea, dash. The bottom of my left foot is tingling, like pulsating. Thank you, Jon Binnie. And thank you, Archangel Michael. I am so humbled and happy to know you both. Well, thank you. It's an honor to know you, Gypsy JJ. And thank you for your love and support throughout the many years that I've known you. And Josephine says, go for it. And let me see where this was. May I request a clearing and a healing, please? Love hearts. Can't get enough of the love hearts. Thank you. Oh, and Ian says, yeah, you have my consent to share. I plan to research and take notes, especially about saying, I love you in the mirror. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much. I feel so much better already. There was pressure in my eyes. Oh, fascinating. The pressure in your eyes, you could be your. It feels like your third eye, like opening to see. There's a lot of deep visuals in your session, and yet, Yancy, just let me know if you mean consent to share your session or to share just talking about it. But you can email me separately. You don't need to say here. It's totally up to you. So, Josephine, you asked for a clearing and a healing, please. Just asking Josephine's higher self and your human and your guides to step forwards. There's a real shift in energy, Josephine. There's just a very gentle, loving, and calm energy. Thank you. Your higher self is busy talking away. And you're saying how high do you think a rose can climb? And like asking me, John, how tall do you think rose and rose bushes can climb? And showing me like a castle wall, and then showing me how high they can go. Like, I'm not even sure what I'm seeing here. Like at least 20 feet. I don't know, 8 or 9 meters. And showing that it's not just the individual rose and rose flower, rosebud. Wow, getting a really strong ring in my ears. It's also like the supporting bush around it, and having something to grow up as well. So there's this feeling of being grounded, being supported, and showing that you can just continue to grow. That there's actually no limit, and definitely grow well beyond where others could imagine you could. And this relates to you, your creative abilities, your own ascension, your own development of your own gifts and abilities. And saying sometimes that you're just, I know this is a reading just now, but I'll get onto the clearing and the healing in a second. But yeah, it feels like it's just a reminder as well to ask for help, like find support from people. And it's also in your creative endeavors, those things that you're striving for, that you're achieving, you want to achieve, to find people like this wonderful tribe in the chat. Finding people that you can create with and collaborate with. I always love collaborating, by the way. So I've done hundreds. Okay, and let me see, how can we best provide healing at this time? And I'm just hearing lone, and like alone, and lone wolf. I can definitely relate to the journey of a lone wolf. Or should I say, I used to be able to relate to it. And now it's harder because I've got all of you guys. It's lovely. Okay. And there's something about your grounding and your connection into the earth. Okay. So in past lives, I'm seeing you as being I'm not going to go into like which planet it was. I'm not going to go and ask loads of questions that the human of me wants to ask. But you've been a plant on another planet where you were like a rose that grew. You didn't eat, well, you actually ate. You were carnivorous, more like a Venus flytrap, but still very beautiful. And you could grow independently, very tall and very strong. And it would be fascinating to see, like a rose that was just literally into the ground and then straight up. Okay. So you're being asked to assist with grounding, and I'll do a scan through, see if there's any clearing needed. So bringing down a column of golden light from the highest dimension of source through your body. There's a lot of love. It's really lovely. It's hard not to cry. Just feeling so much love from your guides, and then there's also support from passed on loved ones that are with you right now. There's just so much love, and there's a lot of support for your continued integration. Okay. And scanning down to the crown, third eye. I'm going to throw it into the heart. Just removing a couple of small darker areas that would, like stuck energy, that would become trapped and could eventually become a negative attachment. Archangel Michael, please return to source or never return here again. Thank you. As I don't know if this is meaningful, but I've just been shown that as I released those, they were like black doves. Okay, scanning down. Okay. And then in the root chakra, yeah, there's a lot of blockage there. It's really heavy. I'm doing this with my hands, you can't see. But in your root chakra, it feels really heavy. It's like a large, heavy ball. It's clearing away. There's a lot of energy to take out here. Let me burn some away with some dragon-like language. Archangel Michael, please return to source. I'll never return here again. Thank you. Unda ma rioma. Good. And helping you ground into earth and then connecting back up to the sacral chakra, solar plexus, and into the heart. Good. I see you like is a lot taller already energetically. I hope this helps, Josephine. Let me know in the chat. Sending you so much love at this time. Thank you for requesting. Okay, I was going to do one more and then a random request. And so Liz in awe is, and it's funny, there's a lake. It's not that far from where I live. It's called Loch Awe with that spelling. It's a really beautiful place. It has a lot of midges in the bite a lot. Yeah, no problem, Josephine. But yeah, there's a lot of midges and they bite. So that's not as much fun, but it's a really beautiful place. I remember playing guitar down there. So yeah, anyway, back to your request. You've requested a clearing. Just asking for Liz. Liz is here. Step forwards, and then also your guides. Liz, you're showing me how to describe it. Like you're kind of moving around like this, like you're doing like this, and like showing your body on the side, and then you're shape shifting. The first thing I saw was a unicorn, and it's also the national animal of Scotland. How cool is that? And on our passports we have a unicorn. We have unicorns everywhere, and it's that's kind, Josephine. I appreciate your donation. You also see the donate button on the menu if you scroll along on my website, jonbinnie.com. And what was I going to say? Yeah, so coming back to unicorns, why are you showing me this? You shapeshifted into something else. What was that? Oh, so you went back to human. Okay. It's so cool. You can do this, right? So you can shapeshift, like see, like unicorn, and like you turn your body back, human, and then you like turn again. What's the next one? It was like this fae, like a fairy. Okay, and you're like shrinking down, and then you like turn back, and you're large again. There's many. Some of these beings you've been, and some you've been around and seen, and you've learned how to shapeshift to them. There's a remembrance of this. Like I don't know how new or not this is to you, but your soul is remembering how to do this. And that's why you're showing off to me. You're like, I can do it. And there's this feeling of like, oh, okay, hang on. I mean, yeah, I feel like I'm shifting this life and the next. Wow, that is cool. Oh yeah, so the unicorns, this is a constant theme for me. I keep seeing them on the top. They are on the tops of mountains, like in the Highlands of Scotland, and they're standing on these mountains, like one per summit, per peak of each. Just feeling the energy per peak of mountain, and they use their horns, the unicorn horns, to sing with it like a tuning fork, and it raises the vibration. And so this feeling that you have of the next life is this fifth dimensional vibration. So I hope that helps. But there's this like, you asked for a clearing, and I asked like, well, what's attached to you? And then I was shown this entity, and it's like wrapped around you, and it's like a really thin snake. Like, it's not a snake, but it's dark, and it's wrapped around you. And so every time you're twisting, it's like twisting also, and it's like tightening you. It's like stopping you from moving. So its purpose is to slow down your gift integration and your ascension. Okay, I'm just going to scan down and start removing this because it'll take a few minutes. From the highest dimension of source, bring down a column of golden lights. And just coming down and unwrapping the sickle from the crown chakra, and it's coming out around your head, around the shoulders. Oh, there's a bit of a knot on the shoulder. Okay. I'm minding that. It's trying to attach to me. It certainly will not. So I'm just placing it a golden ball as I unravel it. Okay. And the arms. It's almost like it's been restricting mobility in the arms. And then down. You can't see my other hand, but it's going down around your waist. Okay, and then down into the legs. Trying to break my microphone. Okay. Archangel Michael, please return to source. I'll never return here again. It's just a bit more caught in the foot. Archangel Michael, please return to source. I'll never return here again. So there was, when I said why that entity was attached, I knew that there was like a third thing. I think there was two things I said. There's a third thing, which is it was all like there was an intention for slowing down your ascension, and that is that it was to help this integration happen at the right place and the right time for you. So this is how to describe it, the self-sacrificial side of negative entities. Sometimes they've come into that lifetime to attach to you, and although they don't have any good intentions, you could argue in that incarnation that their soul has come there to help with a higher purpose. And sometimes it's just bringing attention to a specific place, or it's to be able to actually help with like the regulation of something. In this case, that the regulation of these integrations. I'm just asking, is there anything else that you can do, especially with your feeling of shifting between lives and between dimensions? So it's just like my meditation message this morning was all about having your own golden bubble. So we're not used to this as humans, right? Or certainly in Western cultures, you can imagine yourself in this like beautiful golden bubble, and then like imagine having this ability to hold that frequency within your golden bubble of about 2 meters out from the center of your heart, and just hold it for as long as you wish. And it doesn't matter what happens in the third dimension, or really in the fifth dimension, but you get to choose the frequency of your bubble. You get to choose like what you experience and what you connect with. And so that will help you. You could practice that, using my daily meditations, the 14-day spirit guide meditations, or the all spirit guide meditations you can see on my website for free. You can access those. You just sign up and then work through each day. I do the talk to your spirit guides meditation in there every day. You could do anything that creates that bubble around you. They all do at the start. And yeah, just develop a practice that allows you to really transcend whichever reality you want to be in, whichever life you want to be in. So I hope that helps. And just asking guides, step back at yourself. You're like waving like this, Liz. Thank you. Yeah, let me know in the chat if that helped. Wow, explains a lot. John's blessed. John, not John's. That's ironic from what I was saying about different lives. Blessings of gratitude. Yeah, my pleasure. Thank you. And thank you. I think this means you're a member, right? Because you're green. That's so cool. Thank you. Thank you for signing up. So I'd like to ask for, actually I'm going to do one more, and then I'm going to ask for a random from Viviani. So I'm going to do Hypnicity. If you could let me know, Hypnicity, if you're in the chat. And Wendy says, hello, I just worked out how to chat. I stumbled across you just now and was immediately drawn to you to join. You look really familiar, but I don't think we've ever met in person. I'm definitely like one of those people, but you just, what I think it is that it's just the future version of me. And I'm famous in the future, by the way. I'm famous in my world. So yeah, that might be it. But thank you for joining, and yeah, I look forward to chatting further with you, Wendy. So back to Hypnicity, and you're here, and you asked for a clearing. I could use a clearing, please. Thank you! Exclamation mark! Exclamation mark! Okay. I'm just asking Hypnicity, your higher self, and your body to come forwards, and then also your guides. Okay. So I'm being asked, well, first of all, what I'm being shown for you, Hypnicity, is like this. And I'm not sure, like, I must admit my memory's not good, especially when I'm doing lots of readings. Because I know I've definitely done one for you in the last couple of weeks. This time, what I see is you're like drenched in this mud. Like there's this mud, like this thick, heavy energy, and it's like just on you, and it's like it's heavy. Like it feels really heavy. Like if you'd stand up, you'd be like, oh, why is this? Why is my weight doubled? That's how it feels, like gravity's doubled. And it's your guides were suggesting I should burn it off with dragon fire, dragon light language, which is appealing, but I just want to check that's the right thing to do. Okay, there's a bit more to do. Okay, to cut it open first, and then burn away any remnants. Yeah, that'd be a lot easier. I'll be roaring all day if I'm just gonna burn it off. Okay. I'm just gonna place you in a containment bubble. Okay, good. And go forward my light sword. And it's gently cutting down this mud on the outside. It's like a thick, dark. It's like a black goo. It's like brown and black. It is an entity. I thought it was like kind of multiple, but it may have come like almost like being sprayed on you. Archangel Michael, please return to source or never return here again. And Hypnicity, you're like, your light body's kind of like this. You're like, I'm like naked. Like that entity, like it wasn't nice, right? Not a nice experience. It was attracted to like I feel like you're calling for like being protected and sometimes like being numbed to the outside world, and this thing had like attached onto you. It's like it's energetically passing by and decided it was a good idea. Your guides are showing me in your heart. There's this here. Let me out. In your heart looks really fragile, which I think in part why, because I was picking up on this almost. It was not entirely, but a little bit sacrificing that entity was also helping protect your heart. And it's still very negative. It was like heavy on you and draining your energy, but not everything's all bad, right? So let's just see if we can bring in some healing energy into your heart. The highest dimension of source above, bringing down a column of golden light down through your upper chakras, gently down into your heart. Are o toro hara. We all desire hearts that we can truly love. Irama o toro no ua. And it's time for you to love your heart again, Hypnisty. Inarama tomo moro ni eyamaha. And that through space and time, through all the hearts that you've ever had in the past, the present, the parallel, and the future, may all your hearts feel this love that we send in at this time. Aramata I neomo. And just gently injecting that love to the very center of your heart and allow it to expand out. And definitely practices of self-love and self-care. Hypnosis, you're saying, all my life I've been told I'm too sensitive. I can't help it. Or in capitals, I can't help it. Yeah, let me say one thing. There's no such thing as too sensitive. And some of us, I do, remember in previous lives that, and it'll happen again in the future, where, in fact, it's happening right now, right? I'm sure there's many of you, even in the chat, that are thinking, I would love to be like as sensitive as Jon or more sensitive. And sensitivity is a gift. And it's not that we need to be less sensitive. It's that we need a world that invites and supports everything that we want. And so we're co-creating this world together. And a world where our sensitivity is a gift, to be able to sense ourselves and sense others and assist them in our lives. Okay. There's just so much love for you, Hypnisty. I know there's a lot of love in the chat, and then also your guides at this time. It's a tough journey you're going through, holding space for you at this time. You're really focusing on that self-love. So love is a fantastic protection as well. I often see the way that we protect ourselves with love is by creating almost like a tidal wave. Like imagine like a castle wall created out of love. So imagine if a castle was made of love and you tried to like run at the castle wall, you'd kind of hit it slowly and you'd suddenly turn from being an aggressor, like attacking a castle wall, to becoming much more in love. And I have past life memories. I have past life memories of using love almost as a weapon, right? But in a way that it wasn't, unlike weapons or the definition of a weapon, it was used as a tool to just stop people fighting. Like imagine if you're in a battle and suddenly everyone loved each other as much as they love their family, they would literally stop hitting each other immediately. And that's definitely one of your gifts that you're redeveloping. And with that love and compassion, it's your heart is this engine, and you get the opportunity to practice that on yourself first. Start that on yourself first. Okay. So I hope this helps you, Hypnisty. Just stepping back. Let me just read some of these. So it says, Heaney's saying, Hypnisty, I was depressed. Meditation and remembering that I am, as God created me, joyful, creative, and perfect, has changed everything. Check out A Course in Miracles. Is that Noak? And Corrine on YouTube. Yeah, Course in Miracles. I've heard good things about it. I've never done it myself. Okay, so who's next? Did I say Knights Round Table? That's cool. Yeah, so you might have had an ad inserted. I'm sorry if I didn't manage to skip it. So, Viviani, if you'd like to share another name for me, please. Mary Ferrand, look at that. You're like on the ball. And she was waiting on the Tuesdays live. Fantastic. Mary, thank you for your request. And yeah, Mary just confirmed that you're here. And yay, Mary's here. And if you could just, there's quite a big chat now, so I can't easily catch up with what you're looking for. Let me know if it's a clearing, a healing. Just doing a scan as well. Yeah, Mary, let me know what you're looking for before I start a clearing, a healing, a reading. Okay, Mary. Let me take a look. And just ask your body, your higher self, and your guide step forwards. The very first thing I see is you're like this, like with your hands on your hips, and you're like pushing your chest out. You seem quite muscular. And in this message is this sense of empowerment. It's like a call on you so you're recalling this in. You've either physically been like this in this lifetime or another lifetime, and you're asking yourself, like your higher self is saying, let's do this again. Like let's focus on, in part, it's your physical mobility and health, and like working out or whatever you want to do for that's enjoyable and fun to you, that helps with your upper body. And it's also a message of being really clear to others about your strength and your sovereignty and your boundaries. And that's why you're like doing this. Like you're saying, don't step. These are my boundaries. Don't step over them. If you do, this is what you end up with. Like you get this side of me. And also showing that to people, saying, okay, this is what explaining to people what your non-negotiable boundaries are, so that it isn't quite as shocking for them when they try and push them or step over them. I mean, you don't need to explain yourself, but it can help smooth that rejection to someone. And I'm seeing like just drawing towards your lungs and your heart. So in terms of your chest, there's also this aspect of your health and shaking out energy, that like stuck energy, in particular in the lungs. Like as I understand it, our lungs have like a kind of they always have some. It's how alcohol breathalyzers work. Like they ask you to breathe really deeply, and because what happens is you're exhaling this stuck air. There can be like something like half a liter of it there at all times at the bottom of your lungs. So doing breathing exercise is really helpful, or 3 deep breaths, like really deep breaths can really help you. And then, yeah, and also just, as I mentioned, exercise can be helpful as well. And it helps release that stuck energy in you. I hope that resonates. Mary, it's an honor to help you this time. I'm just asking your guides, higher self, to step back. Okay, next. We have, thank you, yes it does, it's my pleasure. I'm glad that it did. It's amazing, like that blows my mind how different everyone's readings are. I would love to, I'd love to have an imagination that could make all this up. I'm afraid, like, if you just asked me to try and make this all up on the spot, I couldn't do everyone so fast. Even though I write a song every day. So let's see what is Young Game Bands in the chat. So let me know if he's still here, because we are an hour and 36 minutes. It says Watch is next on the list. I have Watch after Young Game Bands, is that right? Just letting you guys let me know as I also scroll up. Scrolling up to hypnicity. You're here, fantastic. Let's go with you. I'm definitely doing Watch afterwards as well. Could you let me know, Young Game Bands, what you wanted a reading, clearing, or healing? Just asking your guides, your higher self to step forwards. So, I mean, I'll start with the reading, which is, there's this sun energy growing in your solar plexus, and that's really beautiful to experience. There's, how to describe it? It's an ascension, it's an upgrade of your solar plexus. And Young Game Bands, you're like healing, clearing. So you're like expanding out this radiant energy. Okay, so it's a deepening of connection with source. Oh, nice. Directly from your solar plexus into source, just like stars and suns do. And I'm just seeing, let me just scan down and see if there's any attachments or anything that needs clearing at this time. Yes, there is, like deep in the solar plexus. So the center almost looks like an eye to me. It reminds me of the eye of, is it Sauron? Is that what it is from Lord of the Rings? So your solar plexus is like this fiery sun that's getting ready to ignite, and there's a lot of radiant heat coming from it. But it must feel quite tight because it's got this like eye, this like line straight through the middle. I can't really do it with my fingers. I'm not like an artist. Hello. But it's like this line is like a small dark entity, and it's like grabbed either side, like at the top and at the bottom. So I'm just going to go in and disconnect this entity. Archangel Michael, please return to source or never return here again. Thank you. Okay, wow. And it's like your solar plexus is already expanding fast. Encouraging your solar plexus just to grow at the natural size and shape feels right for you. Okay, good. And then making sure your solar plexus is connected up well to the other chakras, upper and lower. Yeah, that was good. And I'm seeing your solar plexus like the sun. So there's a sun, and then each other chakra, I've never really occurred to me like this, that the rest of the chakras are like the planet, like planets, like orbiting around your solar plexus, which is really beautiful. Okay. And is there anything else I need to do here this time? Oh, just the message that that entity was, how to describe it? It started as something that your higher self put in there as like almost like a band-aid to like constrain, or an elastic band to constrain the growth of the solar plexus, which is going through a beautiful upgrade, like a really big upgrade, like almost like on the path to a rainbow. How to describe it? A rainbow ascension of your or activation of your solar plexus. And this kind of elastic band that was there had eventually become negative. It was seeing all of this beautiful, glorious energy that you've been taking in from source and wanted to feed off you and it. And so it did need removed. Okay, that looks good. Your higher self's like this, like we're good to go. Okay, fantastic, thank you. So just asking, step back. And you're asking what UK time is. Yeah, Google's always your friend, Wendy. The time in the UK at the moment is 5:42 p.m. So we are 5 hours ahead of Eastern time and 8 hours ahead of Pacific time. Okay. And yeah, I think if you just RSVP through the link in the description for the live streams, then you'll be able to find it. Okay, so Watch, you're next. And I think Watch may be the last. I'll see how I feel. I know there's many that requested afterwards, but it's a lot. And frankly speaking, I'm feeling a bit dizzy. I know if I do too many, I get a bit dizzy. And I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Wow, this will be 13, I think. Okay, so for Watch, just asking your higher self to step forwards. And just let me know if you're still in the chat. Your guides. Yeah, no problem, Younging Bands. I hope that helps you. Watch is here. Little Rose, thank you. And Watch, let me know, remind me please what you're looking for. Whether it's a reading, clearing, healing, all the above. So the reading part anyway, so I'm being shown, I'm just going to describe this stage at a time because it's quite confusing to me. So the first thing I'm seeing is this, it's like a capsule, and it's oval shaped, and it's surrounding your body at this time, and it's a technology. And I was shown that it can survive outside, like in space, like a shuttle pod, I guess you call it. But it's primarily designed for being used inside, and it is a so there's a lot coming through visually. It's used as a med bed, a medical bed for you at this time, and inside that medical bed with you is an attachment, and it is flailing around whatever's necessary. Thank you. Yeah, your guides went to quite a lot of effort to show me the detail of this pod that's surrounding you. The pod's a good thing, like it's helping you. I've been in one, and I was just remembering the last time I was in one about a year ago. Consciously, I knew I was there, but there's your guides tell me I've been in them many times. So there we go. And do we know what's in there with you? To me, what's in there looks like, it's almost like a giant, I say giant shrimp. It's about 2 foot in length, and it mainly looks like this. It almost looks like a disembodied human spine, but that's like the kind of the spine of like the crustacean-like features of it, and it's writhing around in there. Interesting. And it's because you don't want it there, and you said you can feel it. You've been telling it to leave, so it doesn't have permission to be in you, but it doesn't know how to escape this pod. Okay. And before I go into that pod, because I know they're incredibly powerful, these pods, and it's funny, your guide was showing me the control panel, so that I need to press some things on the control panel to allow me to scan inside of it. Okay. So this just needs released. All right, they're saying that, I'm just wondering why a human has to do this. Why do I have to do this? Why haven't you done this with yourself already? They're showing me, it's a little bit gross, but in the way that these pods work, these med beds, is that if you're lying flat in it, at the bottom, there's like this kind of tube that sucks out all our human waste. And they're saying that's where it needs to go out. Like it's too dangerous to open it up, the pods, both to danger to you and then also to this entity and from it attaching to others. So first they're asking me, okay, so let me do this. So they just give me the steps. So I need to go to the bottom of the pod, underneath where you're lying, just under your waist. And then I'm bringing in a golden bubble of protective lights just around the waist pipe of this thing. Around the pod, okay. And this entity. So, all right, so I need to press, what do I need to press on the control panel? Ara imo uru tono imia. And it looks like enter. Okay, thanks. And that's the ejection button. Okay. Wow, that was fast. Okay, I've got it. Yeah. It's unusual to look at. I'm not really going to waste my time staring at it. Archangel Michael, please return to source. I'll never return here again. Thank you. So, and Archangel Michael's explaining this is that it sometimes happens, and you said, oh, what says felt that? It's nice. This thing wasn't this entity. It explains how it got in there. It was from you. It's like a kind of duplicate, like a copy of your spine and your spinal column, and through your ascension upgrades that this med bed has been helping you with, it had become quite separate. Like there was a frequency separation, and this thing had become much lower vibration. And I describe it as like somewhere between 2D and 3D. And the 2D aspects make it kind of impossible to be able to integrate with you. So that's when the separation happens. And then since it's separated, it formed its own consciousness. Well, yeah, it was definitely, you were saying I released trauma bonds. It is like that. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Releasing these lower aspects of you whilst you're in a med bed. Because if you watch my deepest, darkest shadow work video, the separation I had is I had to come out of the med bed to allow the separated aspect of me, this lower vibration aspect of me, to be separate. It's like you can't separate while you're in there. Okay. So you have to stay in the med bed. That's good news. And is there anything else to help you with at this time? No, just continue with the med bed and to continue on your healing. Okay, great. But thank you so much. Just asking your guides, your higher self, to step back. Okay. So I'm not going to do. That's going to be my last reading today. I'm getting a bit dizzy and discombobulated the more I do. So I'm sure it's just as much human as it is metaphysical. So I know when to stop. And yeah, thank you so much, everyone. If you have any questions in the chat, please do ask. So the next time we're going live will be Tuesday at the same time at 4 p.m. and looking forward to doing that. And you can book me one-to-one. Many of you have been booking me one-to-one. Thank you. I love it. Yeah, almost 2 hours, Yancy. We did a session together. Yeah, I have another session tomorrow from you guys, and then Saturday. And then I'm on vacation just for a few days. And yeah, you can book me in. You'll see my calendar, my availability. I'm also offering discounts on multiple sessions. And let me get this right. There is, for the quantum healing sessions, 3 for the price of 2, and then also 5 for the price of 4.5. And there's also, once you book a session, you can get like a discount on a follow-up session. There's also my training, which I mentioned at the beginning. You'll see it right in the first 10 minutes if you watch the replay. I won't bore you again with the same details. My website is jonbinnie.com. You can visit anytime. And my free meditations are the best go-to if you want to get started on any of this. If you want to start your journey, I wasn't born like this. Well, maybe I was, but I wasn't practicing. It was just in 2017 that I started meditating each day. A few weeks later, talking to my spirit guides, started channeling songs. And I was looking back over the last like 4 or 5 years that I've been doing bookable sessions for people. And now this year teaching other people. And it's fabulous. Yeah, med beds are real. Yeah, med beds are real. They're so cool. If you watch, you just search Jon Binnie, deepest, darkest shadow work, and you'll see that video. And yeah, I'm sure I talk a bit about the med bed in there as well. My experience. Yeah, they're real, and it's really beautiful to know that there's technologies that can help us. And if you ever really wondered how we're going to be able to live for long lives in this lifetime, yeah, we need some of those technologies to help us, and especially with our super fast human. It might not always feel fast, right? But it is fast. To go from 2017 to where I am now in ascension journey feels fast for me, and I work with hundreds of people that are going way faster than me, and that is so exciting. So yeah, keep in touch, everyone. Keep in touch with each other. Keep finding places like this that resonate with you, and that I hope that you find your tribe. I have a membership group you can join for just £33 a month, and we go on adventures at least twice a week and share almost daily. And yeah, please do ask me if you ever want to reach out. You'll be amazed, not that many people talk to me daily. Just randomly message me, but feel free to. And yeah, it's been an honor doing this today. So I'm just going to wrap up the session and say thank you to our guides, our higher selves, Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Source, and Gaia, and everyone's guides and every soul that's participated in today's session, asking us all to step back, to step out of the bubble of the session today, both live and in the replay. Archangel Michael, please return to Source or never return here again. Thank you. And that is us. And so it is. And a special thank you to Viviane. You're just incredible support. You have no idea how much it means to me, and you help me help more people. And Viviane's on my training course and doing so well at it. So I'm so excited. I'm sure in the future we'll be side by side, Viviane and whoever else I can train to help more people, either together as groups or individually, however we do it. So thank you, everyone. Take care. Sending so much love from Scotland. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye. Sending love.